Welcome to English Now, your space to practice advanced English in a calm, focused, and effective way. Today, we're going to explore how to listen deeply, breathe naturally, and improve your English fluency while enjoying a relaxing and immersive experience. Before we begin, I want to invite you to check the first pinned comment below. There, you'll find a link to an ebook called Train Your Advanced English, Fluency in Practice. This ebook is designed to help you take your listening, speaking, and thinking in English to the next level. Make sure to grab it before we start. Now, take a comfortable seat, relax your shoulders, and let's prepare to listen carefully. Start by taking a deep breath in and slowly breathe out. Let your mind focus entirely on the sounds, words, and sentences you're about to hear. Throughout this session, you'll notice the flow of natural English, how sentences connect, how native speakers stress certain words, and how rhythm plays a key role in communication. Try to follow along in your mind, repeat when you can, and imagine using these sentences in real life. We'll begin with a short story, slowly and clearly spoken. Listen closely to each word. Just absorb the rhythm, the intonation, and the meaning. After each phrase, pause, repeat in your mind, and feel the natural flow of the language. Once you're ready, let's start the story. On a quiet morning, Emma walked through the park, noticing the gentle rustle of leaves. Each step she took seemed to bring a sense of calm. She breathed in deeply, appreciating the fresh air, and thought about the day ahead. As she continued walking, she heard birds singing, their melodies creating a peaceful atmosphere around her. The path wound through trees that had stood for decades, each one telling a silent story of time. Emma felt connected to the world in a way that words alone could not describe. She paused by a small pond, watching the reflection of the sky on the water. For a moment, everything else disappeared, and she simply existed in that calm, serene moment. Now, repeat the last sentence silently or out loud. She paused by a small pond, watching the reflection of the sky on the water. Notice the natural pauses, the way the words flow, and how the meaning becomes clear when you let yourself feel the sentence. Next, we'll continue with a slightly longer passage, keeping the pace calm, so you can listen, repeat, and absorb naturally. Emma moved on, noticing the details around her. The flowers by the path were blooming in vibrant colors, and the gentle wind carried their subtle fragrance. She passed a bench where an elderly man was reading a book, completely absorbed in his story. Children played nearby, their laughter adding lightness to the air. Each sound, each sight, contributed to the peaceful environment, creating a perfect setting for reflection. Pause for a moment and repeat. She passed a bench where an elderly man was reading a book, completely absorbed in his story. Let your mind picture the scene as you repeat the sentence. Visualizing the story will strengthen your listening comprehension and speaking intuition. Now, Emma reached a small bridge over a stream. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and tiny fish darted beneath the surface. She leaned on the railing, taking another deep breath, and thought about the moments of calm she often overlooked in her busy life. Each sound around her, the rustling leaves, the distant laughter, the flowing water, reminded her to slow down, listen, and enjoy the present. Repeat and internalize. The water sparkled in the sunlight, and tiny fish darted beneath the surface. Focus on intonation, rhythm, and stress patterns in your repetition. Let the words feel natural, as if you were telling this story to someone else. Next, Emma continued walking, feeling gratitude for the simplicity around her. The park seemed endless, yet every corner offered something new: a flower blooming in the shade, a soft chirp from a bird, or a gentle breeze brushing against her skin. She realized that English, like her surroundings, is full of small details. Paying attention to them allows you to understand more, speak more naturally, and connect deeply with the language. Repeat slowly. The park seemed endless, yet every corner offered something new. We'll now move to a dialogue section. Listen carefully, imagine the voices, and repeat phrases in your mind. Hello, Emma. How are you today? I'm feeling calm and relaxed, thank you. How about you? I'm doing well, enjoying the morning in the park. It's beautiful, isn't it? Yes, it's perfect. I love noticing all the little details around us. Repeat and shadow the dialogue, matching the rhythm and intonation. Next, we'll continue expanding the story and dialogues, incorporating phrases and vocabulary that help you express calm, mindfulness, and advanced conversational nuances in English. Emma smiled and continued walking along the winding path. She noticed a small squirrel darting across the grass, its movements quick yet purposeful. Look at how agile it is, she thought. Each creature in the park seemed to have its own rhythm, a lesson in moving through life calmly yet intentionally. She repeated the thought silently in English. Each creature has its own rhythm. As she walked further, she encountered a small group practicing yoga under a large tree. The instructor's voice was soft but clear, guiding participants to breathe deeply and focus on the present moment. Emma observed how they moved in sync with their breathing. She repeated to herself, "Breathing deeply helps us stay present." A few steps ahead, Emma saw a man sketching in a notebook. He paused to look at a nearby tree, then returned to drawing, carefully choosing each stroke. Emma admired the patience and attention to detail. She whispered to herself, "Patience and attention make everything clearer." Emma stopped by a fountain in the center of the park. The water trickled gently over the stone edges, creating a soft, rhythmic sound. She took a slow, deep breath and said quietly, "The sound of water brings calm." She continued her walk, noticing a couple having a quiet conversation on a bench. Their words were gentle and deliberate, each sentence carrying intention and meaning. Emma practiced repeating some of the sentences in her mind. "I really appreciate our time together. It's wonderful to share these moments." Further along, she found a quiet corner of the park shaded by tall trees. She sat on a bench and looked around, absorbing the peaceful atmosphere. She began forming new sentences aloud, combining observation with reflection. The leaves move gracefully in the wind. Nature teaches patience and awareness. A soft breeze carried the scent of flowers, and Emma took another deep breath. She practiced forming complex English sentences. The fragrance of blooming flowers fills the air with calm and inspiration. Emma noticed a small bridge crossing a narrow stream. She leaned on the railing, watching the water ripple. She repeated, "The stream reflects the sunlight, creating patterns on the water." Each repetition helped her internalize advanced vocabulary naturally, without forcing memorization. A young child nearby was feeding ducks, speaking softly to them. Emma smiled and thought, "Speaking gently encourages connection and understanding." Continuing her walk, Emma came across a quiet garden filled with colorful flowers. She described the scene in her mind. Each flower has its own shape and color, contributing to the beauty of the garden. She sat again under a tree and listened to the sounds around her, the distant laughter, birdsong, and rustling leaves. She formed new sentences. "Listening carefully improves my comprehension." Walking slowly, Emma reflected on the morning, forming longer, connected sentences. "Spending time in nature allows me to practice English in a relaxed and meaningful way." She paused to practice dialogue with herself, imagining a conversation with a friend. "Hi, how was your morning?" "Very peaceful. I walked in the park and practiced English." "That sounds wonderful. What did you notice?" "Many small details, sounds, movements, and colors that helped me think in English naturally." Emma continued, forming more descriptive phrases and internal monologues. "Noticing small details enriches both my language skills and my mind." Repetition and mindfulness make English learning natural and enjoyable. She walked toward the edge of the park, describing the scene in sentences. The sunlight filters through the leaves, creating dancing shadows on the ground. At a quiet corner, she practiced thinking aloud in English. "I can describe anything I see in full sentences, linking thoughts smoothly." A gentle bell rang from a nearby tower. Emma listened carefully, repeating, "The sound of the bell signals calm and reflection." Continuing, Emma walked past a small pond, watching the reflections. She described it mentally. "The water mirrors the sky and trees, creating a peaceful image." She noticed a jogger passing by, breathing steadily. Emma reflected, "Consistency and steady effort lead to improvement in both language and life." Emma returned to her starting point, taking deep breaths and practicing full sentences aloud. "Today, I focused on listening, observing, and repeating sentences in English." She paused, looking around, and thought, "I will continue practicing daily, letting English become a natural part of my life." Next, we will continue with a section of advanced expressions and idioms used in daily life, blending them naturally into our calm, immersive story. Emma took a slow, deep breath and continued walking along the garden path. She noticed the patterns on the petals of flowers, their colors vibrant in the sunlight. She thought, every detail in nature can inspire descriptive language in English. Ahead, a group practiced Tai Chi, their movements slow and synchronized. Emma whispered, "Controlled movement improves focus and calmness." She repeated it aloud. She stopped by an oak tree, watching leaves sway in the wind. She formed a sentence. The leaves dance slowly in the breeze, creating a peaceful melody. A bird chirped nearby. Emma repeated, "Listening closely reveals small details I might otherwise miss." At a quiet pond, she said, the still water mirrors the sky, creating a serene scene. She practiced shadowing a soft conversation between a couple. "I love coming here. It feels peaceful." "Yes, it's the perfect place to relax and think." Emma walked past a small bridge over a stream. She repeated, "The flowing water reminds me of the rhythm in language, each word connecting naturally to the next." She observed children playing and whispered, "Soft laughter and natural sounds make the environment vivid and alive." Sitting on a bench, she reflected, "By listening, observing, and repeating, I internalize English naturally without pressure." Next, she practiced dialogue aloud with a friend. "Did you enjoy your walk?" "Yes, it was peaceful and full of details I could describe in English." Emma repeated sentences about mindfulness and English learning. Mindful observation strengthens fluency and awareness. She walked slowly, linking thoughts, observations, and feelings. Calm observation improves both English skills and mindfulness. Finally, she imagined summarizing her experience. "Today, I practiced advanced English by noticing details, repeating sentences, and thinking in English naturally." Next, she continued exploring the park, forming new sentences to strengthen fluency, rhythm, and natural expression. Emma walked along the quiet park path, noticing the sway of trees in the breeze. She repeated aloud, "Watching nature helps me form descriptive sentences in English naturally." She paused by a small fountain. The sound of water brings peace and enhances focus. Observing children playing, she whispered, "Gentle laughter and natural sounds make learning English more immersive." Emma passed a calm stream. The flowing water mirrors the sky, creating a serene environment for practice. She practiced shadowing a short dialogue. "Good morning. How's your day?" "Very calm and peaceful. I'm practicing English while enjoying the park." She repeated sentences about sunlight and reflections. Light filters through the leaves, creating moving patterns on the ground. Sitting under a tree, she reflected, "Today, I practiced advanced English by observing nature and repeating phrases for fluency." Walking toward a small bridge, she said aloud, "The calm water and gentle sounds create a perfect setting for immersive English practice." Finally, she smiled and said, "If you enjoyed this calm English practice, make sure to leave a like and keep practicing every day."